What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? It's Lunch with Lauren. I'm glad y'all came back for another show. And I mean, I'm not surprised why you would come back, right? One, Lunch with Lauren is cool, but the guest I got up is even cooler. Y'all know who he is. But before I get into the whole show, I'm gonna just shout out the people that have came in. So as you come in, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and share, tell your people, tell your friends. Shout out to Sherelle and Brittany. Y'all be the first ones to roll up. So I appreciate the love. This might be the lunch with Lauren that nobody really wants to miss out on. So hit your friends up, let them know, come in the room. And while you in the chat, after you hit the like button, let me know what you are either eating for lunch, what you having for lunch. I'm sure y'all probably ate lunch already because it's 3:00 on the in the Midwest East Coast. But then here it's just now lunchtime. So I don't have lunch right now. I got a water. That's about it because I've been working, I've been grinding. Work has got to be a lot. Shout out to you, big bro and little sis about to get it in. Absolutely. Operator G, what's up? All right, Court, I see you. Love it. All right. So last time Anton was at Lunch with Lauren. It was like 8 months ago. 8 months ago, and it was actually not on YouTube. It was on Instagram. And if you haven't seen the video, I did upload it to YouTube. So I want y'all to check it out. But a lot has happened in 8 months. And it's very hard to believe that it's been 8 months. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. 7 p.m. Where you at? Where are you at, Trish? Thanks for stopping in. Thank you, Courtney. Shout out to Shannon. Hey. Sheree. Somebody said you just ate lunch. What'd you eat? I'm shouting out people in the chat. Let me get back to the program, right? Because Anton's a working man now too, so he probably got work to do. But a lot happened in the 8 months, and I definitely want to talk about it. I'm gonna bring him up because if y'all caught the very first time we talked on Lunch with Lauren, it was definitely an entertaining one. I got pressed a lot. I mean, all his followers from Instagram was in my chat roasting me, y'all, like going in on me. So we'll see how the chat do here, like a different environment, different space, but let's see. What's up, Anton?
What's going on, baby girl?
Man, I got to give you the formal introduction. Y'all know this man from AntonDaniels.com, the Millionaire Morning Show. Formerly known as After
You see how I changed the name
Daniels.
on him?
Man, I noticed it. I was like, oh, okay, it's not After Hours no more. I guess he really trying to. You really care about the people, Anton.
You know what? Because I have been doing all of my stuff in the morning lately, and it seemed like the rest of my stuff on my main channel that I started this whole thing with, we be doing a lot of talking at night on that one. So I just switched it up. I just gave them the rebrand, almost always rebranding. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on, Lauren?
Man, look, March. Let's talk March. From March to now, a lot of growth, learning, evolving happened. You done got you Versace robe. You done got you some Versace slippers since the last time we was on Lunch with Lauren.
I got them on right now too.
Yeah. And between those 8 months, I became a baby YouTuber.
How you like these YouTube streets? Be honest.
No, this is nothing but this is the honesty hour too, y'all. Lunch with Lauren, in parentheses, honesty hour. No, these YouTube streets are ruthless. They are, they don't care. They don't care about you. No, I wake up every morning and be like, what did I get myself into, right? You go into something thinking it's going to be one thing, and it turns out to be and evolve into something that you actually never asked for.
Yeah, well, I mean, it come with it. It's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? The more visible that you become, and to be honest, it's funny because I'm actually like more of an OG now on YouTube because I've been over on here for close to 9 years now.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've been conditioned to be a certain type of way based off of a lot of the visibility that I've had on my way up. And it just gets more and more of it. Most people are not built for it. So,
We gonna get into it because yes, you're right. It's been almost 9 years since you started YouTube, your actual channel. What do you
yep.
feel has changed since then? Like your mantra is "My life is an open book." Do you
Yep.
still feel like you can keep the book open, or do you have to close it a little bit? Like what's changed between that time frame?
I'm more open than I ever been. You know what I'm saying? I allow people to dig even deeper. Like I share my bank accounts. You know what I'm saying? I share my brokerage accounts. I show people checks. I've given more visibility into my life than ever before. And so I even just recently, probably within the last couple of weeks, started taking people through some of my rental properties. They met some of my tenants. So, you know, I don't think that there's ever in life ever been anybody more visible or more open with their life than I have. And I don't care if you're talking about on YouTube, I don't care if you're talking about on a um regular TV. Nobody has been more transparent about allowing people to dig into every single aspect of my life. My mom, my wife, my kid, you know. So for me, you know, it's just been even more visible. And the bags is bigger. I'm richer than I ever been. Took them with me to the dealership to get the Porsches and I got a second one on order. We'll talk
Okay.
about that
Yeah.
later. You know, I mean, but it just is what it is. You know, I take people in my home and all of that. So
So, and I mean, to a certain extent, right? You make these videos to try to tell the people like how to get the bag, get to the bag, not fumble the bag. Um,
mm,
and I think my wondering is like, is there a limit to showing too much? Like, when is there a point where you're like, look, this is the limit? Because while some people love transparency, there's also other people that will mishandle the transparency.
well,
And
yeah, I mean, it come with it. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I signed up for when I got into it,
okay,
right? Anything that anybody dig into or criticize or whatever like that, that was already expected, right? Because this is chess,
hmm
it's not checkers. Like everything that happens on the internet, I already anticipated it happened 15 moves ago. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what come along with it. Now I do have to make some adjustments now. Like I've made some adjustments. I got depending on where I go, when I go certain places, I might have some security with me or something like that. But outside of that, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. Like most people live behind a veil and they hide in themselves, and I understand that most of the people that may have a problem, and let's be clear, I would say it's 97% overwhelmingly people that rock with me. I got a whole army behind me. If you say something about me, they might come for your head. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to my Patreon gang. But the reality is just that for the other 2 to 3%, you know, that may not like you and they may say something or whatever, we cool with that because, you know, I want to see what your life like. Most people that got something to say, they live behind avatars, they got some fake name, any of
right,
that. And then for the people that do actually is a little bit visible, they nowhere near as transparent and their life ain't nothing like mine. You know what I'm saying? They don't share the type of visibility. You don't know what their baby mamas look like. You don't know what their girlfriend look like. You don't know what their wife look like.
hmm
You know, you ain't never seen their brother. You ain't never seen the ins and outs of their house. You don't even know
right.
what they drive. I know what people drive, but I mean, it is what it is. And so I've largely lived my life like an open book in order to allow people to dissect it, both the good and the bad, in order for them to be able to make informed decisions on how they can do things more effectively. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it just come with the game, but you know, you take it for what it is because you signed up for it. So you deal with it. No victim Olympics.
No victim Olympics. I hear you. You mentioned chess, not checkers, right?
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that a little bit because would you say that because it's chess, not checkers, it doesn't matter if you move out of character, or like, is it better to be authentic and true to self, or, in order to play the game?
No, because I don't play the game. I am the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it. Think about it. Everybody is trying to fit into a narrative.
hmm
I did it my way.
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing that I do, I'm doing it, and I'm a trailblazer. I mean, from the Lapeef Network all the way into my personal channels,
Mm-hmm.
you've never seen anybody do it the way that I do it. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that I do, they have to adapt to me, not the other way around. I don't make adjustments to people. I just live. And I've largely believed that. See, here's the thing. As a content creator, most people think that they have to fit into a narrative, or they got to bite, or they got to do stuff that other people do in order to fit in, or to get subscribers, or to get visibility. When the reality is that you don't have to impress 8 to 9 billion people on this earth. You just got to impress one person at a time that truly can understand your story. And so, what I
Mm-hmm.
figured out a long time ago is that there's a large chunk of people on this earth, and I'm talking about a lot of them, that more closely identify with me than they do the people that are trying to be the most visible, or the ones that's, you know what I'm saying, trying to get all of the attention. And so I don't need to try to tap into everybody. I just need to tap into my tribe. And so
Right.
when you do that and we start to come together, we start to realize it's more of us than we think it is. And so, I've leaned to that. I've never tried to conform. I've never tried to be anything other than exactly what I am, which
Mm-hmm.
bothers a lot of people, because it's like, why don't he shut up? Why is he talking about he a Christian, but he curse? Why is he talking about he a Jesus freak, but he walking Rolexes and showing all of his money? But we breaking that whole narrative because what you think it is completely different from the reality. And so,
Mm-hmm.
you just
Yeah.
live in that truth. It's either all visibility, you get all of this sexiness, or you don't get none of it.
All of this sexiness. I hear you. I think while being in the YouTube streets, I've seen where, you know, I've seen how people move. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
how people will paint a narrative and literally think that's your life. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
can't, for example, the whole Lauren and TLA dating. What?
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the lunch with Lauren, have there been any posts? It's really interesting to me. And then I'm like, it's been months,
Yeah.
weeks, you know. But the thing that I've been thinking about a lot is this idea of like, if you have to lose yourself in order to get it, it's not worth it.
But what is
And
losing yourself?
well, I'm not me. I'm talking about people in the sphere
Oh,
that
most
are
people are lost anyway. They've already lost themselves. They've already lost themselves. Very rarely do you see people authentically post anything about what they really feel or how they really are. Most people align themselves based off of how they can get more popularity. They've already lost themselves. The very foundation of who they are. People be asking me questions like, why don't you delete this video, or this one? I think that's make you look bad from 5 or 6 years ago. Because it's real.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And the foundation of who I am is based off of what my real life is, was, and will always be. And so, when you see people that operate based off YouTube, a lot of times they've already lost, because the only thing they're thinking about is how they can become more visible on YouTube, instead of understanding that people rock with you because they authentically really rock with you, and not because of who it is that you're trying to project yourself to be. So just be you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
key. Don't care about what anybody thinking. Just keep doing what is authentic to you, instead of what it is that you think everybody is going to give you some visibility because of.
Right.
It's a completely different mindset. And that's why and that's why it don't matter. My numbers are up all the way across the board. Every single day, I get more subscribers. We get way more subscriptions. My Patreon numbers is in the thousands.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's because people don't care about what other people say about me. They only care about what they get from me, because they truly resonate with who I am. And so it's a different mindset and approach that I took to YouTube that has worked out for me, because I never cared about what anybody was saying anyway.
Right. I hear what you're saying. And the really root of my channel is really to show the journey, the evolution, right? So I
Yeah.
want you to speak a little bit about from the time you came on Lunch with Lauren 8 months ago to now. What do you see is different? Or because I
About you.
right, because I can speak to me, but I want you to explain it, because you've said like, look, I taking her under my wing, X, Y, and Z. Like, I want you to tell the people,
Well,
because
we got to
most
give them
people.
the foundation, right? I've known your brother right? Me and your brother have been friends. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, tight friends since we were 13 and 14 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
I knew your brother when you was just a little tot. You know what I'm saying? So I've always had your back. I've always been protective of you. And so to see, some of the things that you even go through emotionally as a result of being more visible, I'm the one that advocated for you to get in this game in the first place. I'm like, yo, Sean, your sister is dope. I think she a star. She's gonna be absolutely awesome. You know what I'm saying? What the piss is she doing? And I used to kick your butt and kick his butt about you not really
Mm-hmm.
leaning into this thing. And so I've always, been one of your biggest supporters and loved you and all of that. And me and your brother is friends for life. So to see you evolve, and it's been a lot of ups and downs, I'm sure emotionally. You got a lot of visibility really fast as a result of being tied to me and then ultimately being tied to my friends and like TLA and all of that other type of stuff. And it's a thing of extremes. And so I knew you were going to go through it and you're going to be a lot more emotional as a result of being a woman. But I think that ultimately you've grown and become awesome as a result of it. I think you're more resilient. I think that now that you've seen what it is, you can make an informed decision on whether or not you want to continue with it because you got a taste of it. But I think that you're starting to get a little bit more callous. Your armor is starting to be a little bit more fierce. But I think that
So,
you've been really emotional throughout the journey.
well, no, I nah. So when I okay, we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna no, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
address that. We're gonna address that. But when I said evolving, more so viewpoints, because the last time you were on lunch with Lauren, you pressed me on
Yep.
viewpoints and opinions and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true.
But we're gonna talk about that. But in a minute, I want to go back to this whole emotional state, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I definitely want to clear up. This is not a where is it at? This is not a all cute little Lauren situation. I want to make it very clear that prior to YouTube, I was doing lunch with Lauren on Instagram, right?
Yeah, you are.
And so it's not like this is
But
my
you were
first time.
different
Wait,
though, Lauren.
right? I know I'm gonna get there, but I just
Okay.
want to say, like, YouTube. This is not the first time I've been exposed to social media. So I just want to like make that very clear,
That's
right?
true.
So, because I know, I listen. I've been I've been in it long enough. I ain't been in it for a long time, but
Yeah,
I've been in it
you
long
have.
enough to know that we finna take this and run with it, right? Like, oh, she's
Hmm.
emotional, but no, let's skirt pause, right? Um, I'm no stranger to social media. I'm also no stranger to people really going in on me because, like I said, on
Yeah,
you
you are not.
on Instagram, that first interaction, even before that, people was coming for my head based on my responses to certain questions, right?
Yep. Yep.
So no stranger to that. I think my emotions come from expectations versus reality, and less about expectations on behalf of the viewers, but expectations from people around me, right?
Hmm.
So I just want to make that very clear that I could, to your point, and what you've said it before, I can care less. Has that always been the case? Absolutely not, because I did used to care
Absolutely
about what
not.
people said. Exactly. Like,
I
so
think
that,
you've evolved a lot.
yeah.
I think that you used to be a lot more sensitive.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know how you endured through the first wave of it when you first started, you know what I'm saying, really started getting on social media and doing this in the first place. And it's so funny because I remember you was like, oh, I just, want to do this and I just want to explore certain
Yes.
topics or whatever. And I was like, look,
You ain't gonna
Lauren,
last. Right. You was like, you gonna fail
it's
fast.
different. It's different. It's different once you really start getting there. But I think that you're doing well. Like you handle it way better than most people ever would, especially women. Women, oh man, they are.
Well,
It's hard for women on the internet. I'm telling you.
so I want to say my first, for what he's referring to is like when he asked me what I wanted to do. If you were to have asked me 8 months ago, it would have sounded like flowers, roses, and fields of
Yep.
goodness, right? And he's like, yeah, you put that up on YouTube, you gonna find out like ain't nobody checking for that, ain't nobody gonna want that. And like this is the real conversation that he gave, right? And I'm
Yep.
like, okay, I hear you. Like, I still want to rock with Lecture Lauren. Like, I still think it's a thing, even if nobody watches. Like the topics that I want to talk about, I'm interested in. So that's all that matters. Okay, that'll
Yeah.
only get you so far, right?
Hmm.
And so just want to like put that out there that yes, I did have to get some thick skin. Is it always thick skin? Absolutely not. Um, but I'm evolving and I'm not going to get it right the first time, you know?
Yeah, but see, I don't know, Lauren. I think you are getting it right because nobody expects for everybody to hit it like to be absolutely perfect with how it is that they react to certain things out of the gate. That's impossible. Absolutely impossible. So you are getting it right. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you're actually too hard on yourself. I think that you're way too hard on yourself. But I mean, that comes with time. You know what I'm saying? You're still my little baby in this game. So you may not think you're a baby, but I look at you as a baby. So
No. All right. So before I get into some other questions, I want to really, and this is not about you or me, but for the people, the difference, talk a little bit about the difference between an influencer and a content creator. Because I feel like a year ago, influencer was a thing. Influencer. Then now
Mhm.
you hear content creator more than influencers.
Right.
What do you think are the differences, if any, between influencers and content creators?
I think most people want to be a content creator, but other people really only can fall into the category of an influencer because content creators actually create, right? The difference is that I'll give you an example. I always like to use myself as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing that I've created on this platform has always been based off of being fundamentally new. My content. As a matter of fact, I'll give you one more thing. One of the ways that I make money on YouTube, and this is actually some Patreon level game, but I'm gonna give it to you because this is your audience and I love you and I rock with you, right? One of the ways that I make a significant amount of money is way more than actual YouTube money, any of that, right? Licensing. Because I shoot
Mm-hmm.
so much original content, right? From all the way back from my Explorer videos to the gambling videos to all the way up until today, right? I'm a content creator. The reason why we
Mm-hmm.
getting so many sponsorship deals on both my channel that I turned down and we do like to teach Hanley on the Lapeef network and all of this other type of stuff is because it's all 100% us, right? We don't do a lot of things that's based off of the influence of what's going out in society or what everybody else is doing or what's trending. It's authentically us from its inception all the way to what's being put out. And so as a result, the majority of the money that we make is based off of a lot of the content and the licensing and being able to give out and people seeking permission as a result of being able to use our stuff. Influencers, on the other hand, only ride the wave. They just more concerned with being popular, right? And that's the thing that we trying to get away from because
Mm-hmm.
trendsetters, now you can be both,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're going to be both, then it has to come from you being a content creator first. You
Mm.
can't be an influencer and then think that you're going to create something authentically new.
It's gonna be
Or
difficult. Yes.
yeah, you gotta be a content creator first. Very few people can call themselves a content creator. The term sounds cute, it sounds all nice, but the reality is that very few people are creating very authentically new concept. Most things are stolen, most things are borrowed, most ideas are pilfered from somebody else and then translated over into what it is that you're doing. So very few people can actually truly call themselves a content creator. They can call themselves reactors, right? They can call themselves trend riders, wave riders, or whatever you want to call it, right? But very few people are content creators in an authentic way of what a content creator truly is.
All right. I hear you. Okay. I just wanted to talk about that because we were talking about the evolution from when you first started to now, and was
Mhm.
just, because the terminology changed, do you feel like that has something to do with it? But you've always been a content creator from what you just stated.
100%.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Like
So,
you don't even know nobody that was doing the stuff that I was doing. Like I've continued to reinvent myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I
mhm.
was exploring abandoned buildings. I was making videos 5, 6 years ago about showing you my lifestyle and showing you exactly what it meant to put certain amount of money on the tables and all of this other type of stuff. So, I never tried to follow the wave of what was popular or what everybody else is doing. I don't even consider myself, honestly, black YouTube. Like those are categories, manosphere, red pill, all of that other type of stuff. Those are categories that people put themselves in or other people try to put us in. We don't care about that. We just care about creating dope content.
Yeah. If somebody did say you were a part of Black YouTube, would you be like, no, I'm not? Or would you be like, all right?
I don't care. I mean, you can put me in whatever category you want to put me in.
No, okay, no. The
That's
question I'm
you. I
asking,
mean,
I know I'm asking. So, for
not you
example, well, I
specifically,
know, no,
but
I
yeah,
know.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. I
Okay.
mean,
Like,
that,
for
you know what
example,
I'm
if
saying?
there was like a summit, right, for Black
Mm-hmm.
content creators, and you were invited,
Mm-hmm.
and you were on the panel, and they labeled you as a Black content creator for Black people, would you be like, all right, and like sit on the
No,
panel,
I
or
don't
would you
care
be
about
like,
none of that.
no,
I don't
you
care
wouldn't
about
do
none of
it?
that. Yeah, I do it. I do whatever. I don't care what you call me. Just make sure you hit a message at the end of the day.
Got it.
Like, make sure
I
you get what I came to give you.
Yeah.
Because when I get done talking, hopefully I'm going to change your perception about what it is that you think about this particular thing, whether it be money, whether it be about taking responsibility, whether it be marriage, whatever.
Right.
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 That's the only thing that matters is the results. So I'm going to change your perspective, or I'm going to change somebody in that audience. And so that's the goal. I don't care about how I come in, but I'm going to leave you. I want you to leave out
Leave it
different.
something that makes sense.
100%.
That makes sense. Would you be open to taking calls with me?
Yeah, we can cam up. You know me.
All
Listen, I
right.
don't care. I
I
don't
look.
care.
I'm
What
being
did I tell you? You
respectful.
can ask me anything. I don't care about none of that. I didn't even want to know what we was talking about today. The
That's
only thing I care about is let's get it. Let's do it.
so. If y'all got questions, if y'all want to chat it up, you can call in. This other question, I do want to. There's just been lots of talk, and I just want to like open the air, put it out there. Is there beef between Lauren Melissa channel and Lapeef Network?
Never, ever. The first win that I caught of anybody saying anything that would create any kind of tension whatsoever, because again, I know you in real life. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, you only a phone call away. And if I can't get in touch with you and you feeling some type of way, which you wasn't obviously, but I'll call your brother on you. You know what I'm saying? I get big bro on you. So I get big bro on the phone on you. So you know that, but it ain't never that. It might have been a misunderstanding, but once I start putting my hands in it or I start getting involved with it, you know, honestly, Lauren, I'm on a wave of clarity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want people to win. I want to move with people in positivity. I want to add value to people's life. And so I'm trying to stay above. Sometimes you get dragged back into it, but I'm trying to stay above all of the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? All of the trash. And so as a result, all I did was made a phone call and I said, yo, that ain't what it is. This is what it
Right.
is. Listen, I understand. I listen to you. I'm like, yo, I get what you feel. I understand how you feel and get it out or whatever like that. But at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
I expect to be your friend and I expect to be big bro for the rest of your life, whether we on YouTube or not. So it ain't never gonna be any kind of beef whatsoever, ever.
All right. You heard it here first, people. Okay. So we can stop sharing messages and making it appear that there is any type of tension between Lauren
Ever.
and Anton Daniels or anyone else associated. Clear?
Nah, you remember at the end of the day, well, but let me just help people be clear. The first thing that I've ever said to Lauren from a YouTube or content creation perspective of is how can I help you? How can I help you to be successful? And what have I ever asked from you at any point,
For
Lauren? What
anything. Right.
I've never asked for anything from you whatsoever, ever. I always wanted you to win.
Right.
It is just what it is.
The other question that I've been getting a lot: did Lauren get kicked off of the Lapeef Network?
No, never. Never. As a matter of fact, there is nobody that's ever been a part of the Lapeef Network that has ever gotten kicked off of the Lapeef Network. Right? Now, that's much different than certain guests, right? But reality is that if you've ever been a part of the gang, right, you left because you decided, or it's not even that you
No.
left. I still
Right.
consider you part of family, right? You can cam up and you coming on. Me being here shows that we still family, right?
Right.
So
Right.
never, ever. You always gonna be family.
Right. We got Uncle Stu coming up. What's up? How are you doing? Oh, I think you're on mute. Can't hear you. You're
You on
talking,
mute,
but
Ump. You on mute,
he is
Ump.
just yeah. Can't hear you. Nope, not yet. Um, nope. All right, I'm gonna put you back down, and then I'll let you fix the audio. Y'all, I don't know if y'all saw the link. If you want the link, there it is. But yeah, so I mean, I'm glad I cleared that up. Is there any questions you want to ask me? I really thought that you would be like pressing me on this whole body count thing and like seeing if my
Well,
answers were
see,
still the
but see,
same.
you so
You know,
mature.
like,
You matured so much when it came to, you creating content and you asking questions.
oh, why you
I'm
ain't
just
say that
kind of
earlier?
letting.
Hold on. Why you ain't say that when I said what changed? The first thing you went to was me being emotional. You ain't say nothing about me maturing, nothing positive. You just want to be like, oh, she emotional. Why
See,
you ain't
see,
say
look
that?
at her right now. Y'all see Lauren getting on my head right now. 8 months ago, 6 months ago, this would not have happened. Lauren is very much on my. She like, listen, let me hold you accountable now, and I'm all for it.
Nah,
I
I
love it. I
gave you
love what
two
you.
open doors. I said, tell me about growth.
See?
I even referenced the last show to give you a door and you didn't walk through it.
But Lauren, everybody else can see your growth. They can see the maturity in what it is that you're saying. Some things don't even need to be said, right? Like honestly, I've you controlling this whole narrative and this conversation shows the growth of you as a content creator in general, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
sure. I
And
mean,
you look beautiful as usual.
I appreciate it. I do. I really, I be trying, y'all. It's in the middle of the day. But no, I honestly wanted to talk about that because the point of like I said, the point of my channel is to show that women can change, women can evolve. And just because you think a certain way, you are not pigeonholed into a
So you don't
position.
think you don't you think that you think that you have evolved? Honestly.
Absolutely. My thought, the way I think, the way I make decisions, the way I move. Yes, I have
But do you
definitely
think you've
evolved.
evolved specifically to certain subjects that we had conversations about before? Like, for example, let me ask you a
Absolutely. Some
question.
things I haven't
The
changed on.
the
Let's go. This is
infamous
what I was
the
waiting
infamous
for.
the infamous question: does a woman's body count matter?
No.
It doesn't. You saying that
It
it does not matter?
it does not matter in terms of like whether or not a person should
Mm.
date her. No.
Why not?
Y'all go
Why shouldn't it, Lauren? See, you haven't changed on that part.
right. That's what I said. Some things I haven't changed on the body count thing, but if you ask me about marriage and like when I was on your channel and I said
Hmm.
something about marriage or something, I know I've evolved around marriage and dating and things like that. I've grown in other areas. But when it comes to body count, I'm not. But if I meet a man and we go on our first date and he like, "What's your body count?" I'm just like, "Sir, you don't even know your intentions with me.
Well,
Why
no,
would I
not body
even?"
counts, not body count when it comes to whether or not he's going to ask you on a first date, but just inherently, do you think that it matters how many men a woman
Oh,
have
well,
slept with?
yes. Yes, I was
That's what I'm
answering.
talking about.
I was answering from the context in which it started on the
I know
show.
what you was talking about. Yeah.
Right. Before y'all start to roast my ass in the chat. Now shut the Anyways, let's bring up Uncle Stu real quick. We're gonna get back to this conversation because this is what I was trying to get into, Anton.
Yeah,
Uh
absolutely.
Uncle Stu.
Can't
No,
hear him.
I can't hear
We're
you.
missing you, Unc. We're missing you,
Yeah,
Unc.
no. We tried
Yeah,
again.
your
All right.
audience.
Yeah. Our audio is just not there. And the so yeah, so back to this whole body count. And so for the people who just didn't watch, and I shouldn't tell you at all, I should just tell you to go watch the actual video. It's
Hmm.
on my channel and it's also on my Instagram page. um but if you really want to know the actual context of the conversation, go watch the video. But my answer is based upon this whole idea of whether or not a woman should be pursued or not pursued based on her body count.
Yes, Lauren. The
And the
woman should not
answer,
be the woman should not be pursued based off of her body count.
I just, that's where I don't agree. Because again,
Why?
my point was, so say for instance, a woman starts dating in her like late 30s, or not starts
Hmm.
dating, but starts to get serious with a man. Like I'm 35. I'm not 35 for real, but I would be 35. Why does it matter what I did when I was 18? If I don't have no diseases, I'm keeping
You said,
my
why
health.
does it matter?
Why does it matter? I'm out here saying, yeah, I'm counting years from when I was 17, 18, and like it don't
No,
matter.
because Lauren, everything that happens to you in every single relationship and every guy that enters into you, they change the dynamic of your body and leave an impression on how men are supposed to be with women every single time. And so largely women can't help it and it's just inherently in them. They will always carry the baggage from another man and previous relationships and previous sexual experiences
Mm-hmm.
into whatever current situation that they are. So it's always going to matter every
Right.
single time.
And then my response to that was, because you had brought up, well, what if she battles with this or deals with this emotionally and all these things. And my response to that was, what, like, therapy can tell you that the person go through therapy, conversations, questioning. I don't know what a number would tell you that you can't find out through conversation, that you can't find out through therapy, when you go through couples therapy or premarital counseling, whatever. You can find things out. You don't like to give someone a number and then allow them to make judgments and what, like, it's your opinion,
You
sir,
don't even
not
have to
yours.
give the number though, Lauren. Like any guy that is worth his salt
Look
and
at
is
this.
really, really paying attention.
What if she was never counting? Then what? Then if
Then,
she'd be
but
like, I don't
I'm
really
about to
know.
answer that. I'm glad she asked that because that's exactly what I'm about to speak to right now. Any man that's worth his salt and really paying attention to what's going on with any woman can tell whether or not she's been with a lot of guys or not. I don't even have to ask you whether or not you've been with a lot of guys. I don't have to be dating you. I could just be sitting here kicking it with you. And I can tell immediately. You cannot hide it. I don't care how much y'all think y'all can hide. Y'all can hide a lot of things. Y'all good at a lot of things, but you can't hide whole behavior at all. No woman can hide whole behavior. We can see it a mile away. The dudes that's paying attention to it now, it's going to be some sucker because suckers is born every single day. It's going to be some simp, some dude, and he going to be like, man, I just can't believe I landed her. She settled for you, fam. She settled for you. That's the truth. You are not at the top of her priority list. You are the guy that she settled for. And every other dude did everything that he wanted with her. And then ultimately she became the one that, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah. This is it. It's how a woman carries herself.
No, it's not.
I think if a woman carries herself well, I don't think a guy.
No, you
No,
can't
wait,
carry
Anton, you
yourself
got to let
well.
me finish. You have to let me finish. You have to let me finish, at least on here.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
If a woman carries herself with style and grace and is very feminine, a man would not have to ask how many people you've been with, right?
I would never ask a woman how many people you've been with. Like I said, I can tell. I can tell if it's high or low. I can see it all over you.
This is the angle I was coming from. What if whole behavior was changed 10 years ago? People change. So you gonna hold?
No, they don't.
Hold this over your
No, they don't. People don't change. People become more of what they already are. As you get older, you become an exaggerated version of what it is that you've always been. So, right? Listen, think about it. People that were doing the right thing earlier in times, and whether we want to identify the right thing as far as like the career that they pursued, or the way in which they stood on this particular principle. I went to school with certain guys that was just absolutely awesome, and they even more awesome than they are today. What happens is, as you get older, let's just say you in your 20s and you're making the very right decisions. Largely, everybody doesn't make all the right decisions. We all make mistakes, but their intentions and their decision-making process leads them a specific type of way. They become much greater in that thing and much more successful, or fail much harder as they become 30 and 40. And then you see the separation. By the time we get older, there's going to be two different types of two different types of old people. Have you ever seen the old person that can't move? They got to walk. You do as a walker. They need help every single place they go. And then conversely, it's the old person that's super mobile, right? And they probably still work out and they thriving and they don't need no help. And they just absolutely living life on their terms. It was because the person that's super mobile made the best decisions when they were younger, and they just became more fervent in that thing. But that old person is just paying for the mistakes of their past. If you ever want to see exactly what the extreme versions of how we live our life today, go talk to old people. They're going to tell you everything you want to see.
So question, right? Would you say that you are the same Anton that you were when you were 19?
Yes.
No, you are not the
same.
Yes,
mentally I am. Yes, it is. Because listen, I got the same work ethic. I'm still even more fervent when it comes to my spirituality and my beliefs. The only thing that changed, Lauren, was, the things that I didn't know. but
You
I
said
applied the same mentality and principles all the way across the board. I'm changed as far as even when it comes to like problems and confrontations. It's some stuff I just be like, you know what? I'm not above it. I'm coming down and I'm dealing with it.
right. You said yourself though that based on certain things you have to change, move differently, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you learn something, you move differently. Would you agree with that statement?
Correct.
You adjust how you move. Why is that not applicable in this situation?
It is.
So
But I've been
so they
changing and
can
moving
change. No,
differently.
but I'm
No, no,
saying
no, no, no.
I'm
But
trying to
I've been
apply
using
that to
that
this.
same. I've been using that same principle since I was 19 too, though. I've always been making adjustments on my entire life and moving differently as I
But
learn new
yeah,
information.
it's not this. What I was trying to say was not specific to you. You agreed to that statement, but I'm saying how come that if you not you, but if a person notices something and then moves differently as a result, how come that same concept cannot apply when you
To
are
women and a
to
high body
women?
count, because
Yeah,
because most people don't change and move differently.
but
They
we're not
don't.
talking.
I
Nah,
mean, think about it, Lauren. Think about it.
I
People
would
do the
disagree.
same. Okay, gamblers know that it's a losing proposition when they go to the casino. They know that they have a lifetime of losing, yet they still have that same mentality when it comes to going to the casino and they think they're going to win tonight. They think they're going to hit it big. People that play the lottery think they're going to hit it big. Crack addicts, they think that this is the last time. They still chasing the same high, right? People will go out and they will sleep with anybody and everybody. Think about it. The only reason that some people, when you see that, when you go to the gym and you see an overly obese person, the only reason that they're there is because somebody told them that they was going to die if they did not change the way that they are. They didn't become overly obese because they was making adjustments along the way. They became overly obese because they was doing the same thing and getting the same results. And even then, some people can't. And that's why they're getting their legs cut off when they get diabetic and stuff, because they can't change their ways and they can't change their behavior. It's literally a disease duress type of mindset, and very few people can do it. Otherwise, you would see more rich people.
So I hear what you're saying. I still disagree. I feel like I mean what you're saying is true, right? I'm not saying that what you're saying is not true. It's true,
Mm-hmm.
but my stance still stands because things can happen to where, and y'all, I saw some questions. How old is she? I'm 31. This conversation is merely to rewind and go back so that
I like the sound effects.
one day I'm gonna boss my life up and I'm gonna have a little soundboard. I'm gonna do a little sound effect on your
That's pretty dope.
But to go back and kind of revisit it because I got roasted pretty well, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get roasted on this too. But I really don't care because I still believe what I believe. I think people could change. Yes, there is some risk that you take if you do decide to talk to somebody that has a high body count and you feel like in your gut, oh my gosh, you got whole behavior, but you still like her and you mess with her. Sure, there'll be a risk, but I do think that people can change, and I don't think that once a hoe, always a hoe, or once a slut, always a slut. That's not what I believe at all.
You can't change her. You cannot
Look at
fix
this.
her.
I got the old hoes, okay?
You can't change her,
your
Lauren.
back.
I'm telling you, you cannot change her. You cannot change anything. It's even when it comes to spirituality. Like, people don't go to church because they want to find the best thing. They go to church because some way, somehow, something happened in their life, and God had to be revealed to them. You can't convince anybody to change their ways and become like spirituality, Christian, Muslim, or whatever. Most people that transition or adopt a completely different new religion or spirituality or adopt something is because it was something dramatic that happened in their life and God had to be revealed to them.
Right.
You can't push anything on nobody. You can't change them. People very few times people do things on their own.
All right. I think we got a couple people. Uncle Stu, I hope the audio works this time. Let's see.
I hope it was working now.
Okay. Yes,
it's working.
God, I tell you, I put all this money in this studio and it ain't gonna work. Oh, we gonna fight.
What up, Unc?
Hey,
I'll rock
what's
with you, Unc.
going on, sir? I just came up here just to support you too. Forgive me for the glasses. This is the second time I had to wear these things. I had to wear it on TDHO. So I ain't about to preach on this platform. I come up here, give you my shout out. I'm proud, loving the conversation and everything else. So I'm rocking with two of y'all. Let the drama stay the drama, because it's about time that we get black. two intellectual minds have
Ain't no drama. It's all love this way.
No,
all love.
it is. And I'm glad that y'all having a decent intellectual conversation.
All love, I don't know what drama look
like. That's what I'm saying.
Love.
Let me ask you, what listen, they got me out here walking now. I gotta walk. I gotta get this exercise routine on. So what kind of camera you use? I'm just getting
or Lauren.
Not me. My junk is janky. He's talking to you.
How do mine look? My camera look decent?
I said, no. The camera that you're using to go mobile when you're out mobile.
Oh, I use a where is it at? I think I got it around here somewhere. I use a DJI. Look at this. Whatchamacallit. There you go. There it is. That's what I use. I use that.
Oh, okay. It's called DJI.
DJI. Pocket
something.
2 something.
Yeah, DJI Pocket 2. That's what I use.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let y'all go back to that deep conversation about body counts and all.
No, it's done. That conversation done. We wrapped it up because
you wrapped it up.
I mean, we're gonna agree to disagree.
Lauren don't believe in that. Lauren don't believe what I'm selling her.
No, I feel what you're saying. I get where you're coming from. You're saying that the whole behavior is innate in them, like it's going to manifest in some kind of way. Like it's going to.
No, I don't think it's innate. I think that they've trained themselves to be a part of it, and now they can't detach themselves from it. I think it's very, very, very rare. I don't think that anything is impossible, but I think that it's very rare for a woman to come out of that, right? Once you go into it, you can't come out of that. There's certain holes that you can't dig yourself out of sometimes.
Are you coming from the perspective of that way I can try to get the angle of this argument? Are you coming from the perspective of a female who has an addictive sexual disorder and therefore more of an addiction? Or is it coming from just general perspective?
If you were going to attach the general perspective, if you were going to attach the addiction a label to it, I think that they're not necessarily addicted to the sexual aspect of it. I think that they're addicted to attention. I think that they, to a larger extent, in some situations, may be looking for a father figure. It's so many different ways in which we can skin this cat and so many different holes.
Which is why you shouldn't do it, Anton. Which is why you shouldn't judge or make an assumption.
Why we all judge each other?
But you see how you said it could be all of these different things. Why not get to know the individual? And if you want to know certain things about whether or not she got daddy issues or she gonna be doing this, that, and the third, you can find that out through inquiry, questioning, or you can have therapy. There are certain things.
But why should I go through all of that though?
If you really like her, apparently, if it's an issue or you're concerned, there's when a question is asked of the lady, it's because this said man wants to either move forward in some kind of way, whether that's to sleep with her or be in a relationship or marry her. There's a reason why the question is asked. So that means he's interested.
I would never ask that question.
Well, we're talking about, but this isn't a what Anton do thing. This is a generally speaking, and you've already said don't put you in a category with just regular people because you ain't regular, schmegular.
But Lauren, I'm never trying to fix nobody.
Let me ask you this.
The work is on you as an adult. You need to fix. See, that's the thing. I don't think people need to be dating prior to dating themselves and fixing the issues that they have within themselves. It's unfair. It's unfair for her as an adult to ever put that on any kind of man and then have that trauma follow her into that relationship. She needs to fix whatever her issues are before she ever get into that relationship. And it's not his responsibility to go through the inquiry at all.
Right. Well, I hear you. And don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating for women to be out here sleeping. That'll be very irresponsible. And I'm not a spokesperson for that. But it is just a question because it's a very popular question. Everybody, with Brittany Renner out here and so many different people, I think women are really put in the forefront and really being examined and ridiculed based on decisions, some of which may have been poor. And I feel like depending on whatever decision a person makes, whether it's a man, okay, not Brittany Renner. I gave that example, but now moving on from her, I feel like people
Lauren love these examples are the worst of us.
People can make decisions, good or bad, and then they can either bounce back from it or not. There's a decision point that can be made, and then as a result, you evolve or change into a new person. Now, I agree with the people who say once this, always this. There may be remnants of something, just like if you get you know, glass, you get cut with a piece of glass. They're gonna get the glass out, but there's still a chance that there's going to be a little piece still stuck in there, right? It's always a chance that something's going to be left over. So anywho, I'm just going to put it out there. Uncle Stu, thanks for calling in. I got somebody else back here.
And I'm glad that y'all let me up almost 3 times. Normally my stuff is working.
Listen,
thank you, Aunt.
I was looking pretty bad there. Looking pretty bad.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna dig in and take a deep dive into this topic. I heard it, but nobody ever gave it to me, so I don't usually ask. I don't usually ask body counts, but you know, I'm a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I do understand the angle of that question, so
yeah.
I'm definitely.
I was just curious. All right.
All right now, and shout out to everybody in the chat, and shout out to you, TJ. Be safe out there on the road. All right, Lauren.
All right, thanks, Aunt. Appreciate you.
All right. He just walked away from the camera. I'll wait till he come back to bring him up. But yeah, there you go. And I think also to the people who like to compare this conversation to extremes, right? I think the last time we talked on the channel, you had compared it to someone being a predator or going to jail. I think those are
did not manifest that, huh?
I mean, I think right.
I manifested that conversation right after that.
I think those are two different extremes.
Why is it 2 different extremes?
Because you're
it's the perfect example of it. Think about it though, Lauren. All of these people that have these what we like to call our alternative lifestyles, right? Whether you agree with them or not, right? And let's just say, for example, you're a predator, or you know, it don't even have to be an alternative lifestyle. It can be anything. It could be that. What is the number one thing that gay people say? I was born this way, or I can't help how I feel, or I can't help who I love, or all of these different things, right? A lot of times when, like, I watched that show, that series on Netflix, I think it was called Mind Hunters, where they were trying to understand why some of the worst of us feel the way that they are. And they are inherently that, like they've just manifested it by continuing to nurture whatever that thing is since their inception, right? When they were a little kid, first they started off killing cats, and then they wanted to see what certain things happen.
We're comparing killers to perhaps
it's the behavior. It's just the behavior. It's not necessarily the action. It's the inherent behavior of people, and that they don't get away from the thing that they feel like they inherently are. They just become more of it as they nurture it. Yeah, I'm telling you, they just become more of it as they nurture it.
All right, we got somebody else down here ready to come up. All right, you ready? You took a break. Hey, B9, good to see you.
There he is. I ain't seen B9 in so long.
What's up, family? How's everybody
What's going on, bro?
I'm good.
That's good. Congratulations, Miss Lauren, on your show. You are
Thanks.
having stellar success right out of the gates, and I anticipate it to continue for many, many moons to come. So,
congratulations to
you. Hey, well, you know how I feel about you anyway. You're thorough. So, you know, thorough people are always going to win.
Yeah, so, she dope. Lauren is dope.
It's as simple as that. And what's up to you, soldier?
You know me, bro. Continuing to do what I do.
That's right. That's right. God bless you both.
Thank you, my friend.
I was listening in. I've been working a lot and taking care of family and stuff like that. But listening in to your topic today, and you're both right. Unfortunately, Lauren, you're not looking at it from a data. Because see, the data don't have feelings. Data does not have, you know.
Take your feelings out, emotions, all that. Take it out. I hear you.
Data does not have any feelings. So you're right from a humanistic standpoint. And like I said, because I know you a little bit, I know how you view things through your lens. You're always going to look at it from a humanistic point of view.
Yes, that's right. Humanistic.
And on that level, we itemize things.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're looking at it from Anton's level and the way that I also look at it, and most of the men that are in my circle look at it, the data doesn't lie, you know. And even if what you're saying is true, at best 30% out of 100 are going to fall into your category of a rose being able to grow through concrete.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Lauren
the other,
believe in people.
at best,
I do believe in people too much, actually.
yeah, but the other 70% is concrete. It's just so hard. And there's nothing, no weed is going to grow.
Listen, I have always been the rooting for the underdog, the voice for the voiceless. Like I see people, and I think to a certain extent, yes, it can be to my detriment, but I think there needs to be more people like me, because it's a lot of hard people in the world, right? A lot of people who don't give a piss in Anton's language, and and those people are needed. However, there also needs to be more people that believe in people. I mean, come on, we're human at the end of the day. If you take off all the labels we put on ourselves, our political views, how we make decisions, all of that, at the end of the day, we're human, and things are going to happen. So so there you go.
I think being human means that don't get me started. I mean, I think that most of us as humans leave this world in a worse place than it would have been had we not been here. So I think that inherently being human is to a larger extent, in most situations, cancerous.
Yeah.
We're toxic. Most of us are toxic.
Yeah.
And the statement that you had just go across the screen is exactly right. That is what we love about you. And that's what we love about women in general, is that you're nurturers. You're always going to want to coddle and bring the sick back to health and make the weak strong. That's your strength. That's what we can't do. That's why we definitely need the female touch in our life. However, it does not change, like I say, the facts. And if you are going to a jail to speak to inmates, you're not going to go in there saying, "Hey, I'm a human," and they're all
right. You're right. No, yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said there.
And I don't need any security with me, or no,
right.
You're going to go in there with real hard data, knowing that, hey, I'm going to need some bars or some security glass or something.
Right. You are right. I think, like, to your point, and as I said, there are some situations in which, yes, you need to be like, that's why I'm like, there's no way in my brain can make predators, molesters equal to body count. My brain just won't let me, because I do feel like to a certain extent there are guards that you put up. But so yeah, I hear what you're saying.
The body count to us as men is the same analogy that I gave you as a woman going into a penitentiary or a jail. Body count is that much guarded to us, because I don't want to sleep with somebody that 10 of my friends have slept with. I don't want to.
Nobody wants that.
I don't want to be igloo brothers with anybody.
And let me be clear that just because I say that a person can change doesn't mean I'm absolving accountability. That does not mean that at all. I'm just saying that I want to make it clear, because if somebody says it doesn't matter, it doesn't mean that nothing's going to change. Like, I'm not going to say anything to that individual. So anywho, I got two other people waiting. B9, you got anything else? I really thank you for calling in. This has been great.
Oh no, I just want, like I said, continued success. I just wanted to check in. Like I said, I only want to come on platforms where I'm welcomed. I never want to be anywhere where I'm upsetting anyone or upsetting a tone or whatever. So when I saw two of my friends coming together on the platform, and I actually had some time available, I'd have been remiss if I didn't reach out and let y'all know y'all are still on my mind and in my hearts. And I wish both of y'all nothing but continued success out here in this world. God bless you both, and I'll be in touch.
B9, let me just say this to you, bro. Misunderstandings happen all the time. You are always welcome anywhere I'm at, bro. anywhere I'm at. Trust me, I make the adjustments accordingly.
And I thank you for that, sir. But like I said, and you and I agree on this. In
Yeah.
a world of blending Camerons that are full of real life creeps, I take offense when I'm called a creep, knowing that I come with God in my mind and in my heart, and I try to spread that godliness and be a vessel for His message. And I must admit, I do it in my own special way because I am B9. But if it's not being seen, like I said, I will never use my ambition to be counterproductive.
Yeah, I love you, fam. Appreciate you, bro.
You're welcome here always, B9. Thank you.
Well, God bless you both again. Say hello to the family for me. Happy holidays. Take care.
Happy holidays, my friend.
All right, we got B. B. Pauly, are you there? Hello, sir. Unmute yourself if you're talking.
Yo, what's up? Can y'all hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you.
What's
How
going
are
on,
you?
What's going on, Anton? What's up, Lauren? Just checking out the
Chilling.
show. Appreciate the vibe. Appreciate the platform.
Yeah,
Thank you, my friend. How you
For
doing?
sure. I'm good, man. Good, man. Hey, yeah, I think that both of y'all making some good points on that. Like as far as body count, I think sometimes we get into in these discussions like compartmentalizing stuff, and as if it's exempt from like the rest of the behavior. Sex, to me, sexual behaviors and sexual history is no different from your financial history or your medical history. Whatever you did in your past matters, right? But to what extent? You know, would it be a deal breaker? That depends on that situation with that person. But I do think it matters, but it's not always a deal breaker in every situation. So your history and your past in any situation definitely gonna matter.
It definitely, like you said, when you go to the doctor's office, they ask for your medical history. It influences what happens, moving forward for your future. But I don't think like it means that, oh, this number is too high, you're cut off, you'll never be married, you'll never find, like, like we're gonna have to stop that.
I think a high body count could actually from my perspective it does
It does not
often it often pans out like that. I'm not saying it has to be like that, but when I look at people, it often pans out like that. It seems, so if I just look at the behavior, it often pans out that high body count equals a low level of marriage, especially in the Black community.
Someone asked, was I speaking from a reformed spiritual view? Perhaps, maybe.
And you know what too, though, I think it's important on the man's side too. It's important, on both sides. A high body count is important. We got to be careful where we plant our seed and how we move. Our sexual energy is important to manage as well. And I think to discount that on either side is a mistake, because I think that's one of the issues is that we trivialize sex. You know what I mean? And we don't take it as serious as it probably should be. And I could say the same thing sometimes, like financially. If you look at us economically, sometimes it's like maybe we trivialize and we don't understand how serious finances are. So, I just think it's a lot of nuances. But generally speaking, people don't change a lot of core behavior. But even if they do change, that does show growth in that particular person. So.
I agree. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I think that was
for
dope.
sure.
That's
For sure.
a dope
Salute,
take, bro.
I respect
Salute
the platform.
you,
Much love, Lauren. Much love, Anton.
Thanks.
Yep, you too, fam. Thank you.
All right, last person. Before the billions, hello.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's going on, my friend?
Thanks for the sound effect.
Well, thank you. But yeah, so I have been listening to you guys. I just got out of a meeting, so perfect timing. So I hear you guys are talking about body count and whether if it matters or not. So obviously I'm going to say it matters, right? It most definitely does. I live in Atlanta, and as you guys know, it runs, STDs and AIDS and everything else runs rampant in Atlanta. It's very high. So you don't want to be going around catching a whole bunch of bodies, and then, because if you have sex with like hundreds of people or something like that,
you catch bodies, you're gonna be
at least one of those folks you're gonna come across And I'm talking about like different people. You don't come across somebody who's gonna give you something. So in addition to that, right, is that you don't want to be, let's say, of course, body count matters when you are in a relationship. You don't want to be in a relationship and you're still catching different bodies at the same time, right?
Then that's an issue. It absolutely is an issue.
That's an issue. I think everybody can agree with that. Unless you not with the monogamous lifestyle or something like that. Then it does. I guess it doesn't matter to you then. But if you're monogamous, like I would say most people are, then you probably gonna care, right? So, and overall, outside of just being in a relationship and not wanting to catch STDs, it does lead to a lot of issues outside of that as well, because maybe you feel unfulfilled. Maybe you're wanting to get married and stuff like that, but then just like how a lot of people are saying previously, how it does affect you, because not everybody's cool with you having a high body count. Like maybe if I know that you slept with my cousin or my brother or something like that, I'm like, nah, you off limits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially with guys, like when this is something that a guy likes your girl, your wife or woman, if they say, I see you, bruh. They give you that, like they see your girlfriend. They like,
that's a sure tell that either A, he smashed already, or he want to.
Or he want to, right? But obviously, right, it's against code to be sleeping with somebody's significant other,
Correct.
and or sleeping with somebody even if they've already broken up. They completely off limits after that.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I think most men would agree that body counts matter, and I'm okay with the men agreeing with that. I'll do a deeper dive later.
Right. So I got a question for you. So I think we agreed upon it, right? Like maybe I think we're talking about like, oh, it matters for the woman, but also I'll say that it matters for both men and women.
It definitely should, but the narrative is often painted around the woman. Dick discipline is not screamed from the mountaintops from anywhere, right? I would say that has to happen.
I do. I scream it all the time, Lauren.
Yeah.
You do.
Lauren, I scream it.
You do, but I'm saying like to the extreme of body count and all that stuff about women. It's not as loud in my mind. Like
I'm harder on guys about having dick discipline than I am on women and their body count. I'll say that for sure. Definitively. I talk about having dick discipline regularly, and it's one of the reasons, one of many, let's be clear, but one of the reasons why people have such a problem with me is because they like not living in the real world, all of this other kind of junk. But I've always advocated against side chicks. I've always advocated for having dick discipline, and I've always also believed, much different than how it affects women, but that it definitely affects men also, as far as having a lot of pavement walkers on your resume. I don't believe in that.
Brittany wanted to know, I think I still hear an echo. I don't know who got it up, but it says, so is it just the count, or if you know the people in the count? What matters most to men? The actual count itself or the people that are in it?
Both. Because let's be clear, I am not trying to be one thing that I've been definitely afraid of since I was a young guy in high school is I remember all of the homies would, mess with a specific type of chick. And then I would see this guy that was green-eyed and she'd be making him wait and all of that junk. And he'd be kissing her by the locker. And the only thing I could think of is, man, do you know what she was just doing? Like literally like less than an hour ago, you know what she was just doing, and you in love with her. I never wanted to be that guy. Like I never wanted to be the guy that was holding hands and booed up and really, really in love with a chick that just got a train ran on her. You know what I'm saying? So both of them matters. Both matters. Both the number and the quality matters.
That's funny.
I agree with that one. And I will say is that, what do you even do in that situation where like you're with somebody and then you see the person they were with before? Like, do you just like ignore them? You dap them up?
I pray for them. I just be like, God bless them. God bless them.
No, I'm saying, Anton, well, not in your case, right? Because you're already married, but like somebody who is like a man dating a woman, and then he knows that the woman has slept with another, like one of his friends or like a guy he knows.
Oh, wait, before the billions. We're talking about that tomorrow on Girl Talk, so we're not going to get into it today. So tune in tomorrow for Girl Talk because that is one of our topics.
All right, I'll tune in.
Girl Talk if you want to continue this conversation. Anything else?
Yeah,
I will not be joining Girl Talk. I will show, man, if I find it, I'll give some love and thumbs up and show some love. But you ain't got to worry about me over there.
Lauren, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me up on the panel, and I want to give you some applause.
Love the love. I appreciate the love. Thank you.
Lauren, you still can't change the odometer on the vehicle. Listen, it don't matter how many times you try to roll it back. If you get you get some kind of electronic device to adjust it, them tires still gonna have tread worn down on them. That body, that chassis, it is what it is. And so, I mean, I don't know. Some people like fixing up on their cars all day long. I see them happening for the Dream Cruise. They fix up on them cars all year long, and then it still break down on them on a Woodward Dream Cruise. At the end of the day, we'll be calling a tow truck to get it out of here. Some guys like fixing on cars. I'm not the one.
Yeah, I hear you.
I like mine new off the lot. Matter of fact, I want to see mine being made. I want to get an invite to the factory to make sure that they didn't miss a screw in there.
Child. That's another conversation. All right.
I'm just saying.
Okay. I'm gonna let you're you want to build a woman. You want a woman that you can mold into what you want her to be.
I just want mine's undriven. I don't want no mileage on mine's. I'm good. And that's what I got. I got one mileage free. So I'm good on that.
Yeah, that's what's up. I mean, that's everybody's goal. Well, Anton, I hope you enjoyed your time here.
Listen, I always loving my time with y'all. You and Lucky, I think that y'all got something great. I think that you're doing absolutely phenomenal. And I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told you from day one. I think you are a star. I think you're going to do well. And I think that you are meant for this. You are born for this. And I'm not going to let you do anything outside of it. If you're not doing this, man, you're going to have problems. And I'm going to call your brother on you. I'm calling your brother on you.
Listen, my rich husband going to find me.
And yeah.
He gonna be like, you ain't got to do YouTube no more, boo. And I'll be like, okay.
I'm going to be like, tell him to call me.
I'm just playing. That is funny. I appreciate you. Yes, tomorrow, late night girl talk with Lauren and Lucky. Me and Lucky do have a good thing going. If you rocking with me, you know to subscribe and to click that notification bell, and to share. Yeah, me and Lucky got a good show tomorrow, and I'm really excited for it. And I hope y'all pull up just like y'all pulled up to this to support your boy Anton. So you're going to pull up and support me and Lucky. But I know y'all going to be there. I appreciate you, Anton, for making time for me. I know you picked up so much stuff, but I really appreciate it.
Anytime you can hit me up. I got your back.
All right. Bye.
All right, love. See ya.
Y'all, thanks for tuning in. How's LA? LA is cool. I haven't done much, y'all. I've been working. Okay, I have to get back to work soon. Anyway, what else? Y'all got any more questions for me before I close up? Yeah. So Lauren and Lucky tomorrow. We also have Shoot Your Shot on Saturday. So if you are single and you want to pull up, you should pull up. It's a vibe on Saturday, y'all. It's such a vibe. It's fun. And you just never know what's gonna happen on Shoot Your Shot. I think that's the thing I love most about Shoot Your Shot is you just never know what's gonna pop up and how people are gonna answer the question. So yeah. So let's address this. How's TLA? I'm not sure. You should go in his inbox and you should ask him. Me and TLA are cool. We are friends on Instagram. Will TLA be on the next episode? TLA is already on an episode, and y'all should watch the episode. I have it in my playlist, so you should, you should go check that video out. Anything else? There you go. Shoot Your Shot is cool. It is. It's real cool. I really like it. Yeah. Any other questions? I'll stay on for like a couple more minutes. See, thank you. Shantae 78. Y'all only really see me with like what? I'm real confused about y'all. Why y'all being weird to me? Listen, y'all are funny. But anyway, shout out to Gail. Thank you, Gail, for moderating. Thank you. Like I think Gail put it in the chat. If you got some topics you think you might want to be on Lunch with Lauren, you don't know, email me. Emailing is the best way to get in contact with me. But this was fun. It got a little hot for a second. But then all is well. So anywho, if you want to reach me, Instagram, email, and I really thank y'all for rocking with me today. And make sure y'all tune in this weekend. I will holla at y'all later. Bye.